Hey guys, it is April from Getting Hooga With It, and I am here to do the Netflix book tag. First up is recently watched. What was the last book you finished reading? I last finished reading I Am Legend. It was really amazing. I think this book was written in 1954, so it's an oldie, but most definitely a goodie. I don't find a lot of horror novels actually really freak me out, and I don't get super scared. I might get creeped out, but not truly petrified. And there were so many images in this book that really got to me, so I really liked it. The next question is top picks, a book or books that have been recommended to you based on a book you have previously read. So I am picking Longbourn by Jo Baker because I love Pride and Prejudice. Now, Longbourn tells the story of one of the servants in the Longbourn household, so you get to kind of follow the people who are serving that family. So you get little glimpses of Elizabeth and Jane and the whole family, the mother who is always insane. But it takes a different vantage point. I really enjoyed it. Nothing compares to Pride and Prejudice, of course, but I really liked it too. Next is recently added, the most recent purchase you've made. That was an ebook purchase of The Year of No Sugar. It's just about this woman's experience of not having sugar for an entire year. I think it would be really hard to do that, but it sounds like it would be really beneficial for your health, and so I'm like, well, maybe I'll read about it first before I dive into something like that. The next one is popular on Netflix. Books that everyone knows about. And it asks for 2 you've read and 2 you have no interest in reading. I only have one for what I don't have any interest in reading. And that is 50 Shades of Grey. No. I know this is a passe trend. It's gone. Thank God. And I also really hate romance. Despise it, so it would be the most horrible book for me to read. But the 2 that have been super popular and that I have read are Station 11, and this book follows, it's a dystopian novel, and it follows a group of people who are the survivors in the world. The world is kind of crashing down basically, and there's this little band of actors who go from town to town or settlement to settlement of people trying to band together and create their own cultures and societies, and they travel around and perform plays. It was beautifully written. It was stunning. So I'm really happy that that's a popular book. The other one was The Girl on the Train. This was enormous, of course, and I actually really liked this one too. There were kind of ups and downs for me. Everybody knows the story about this. About a girl who is kind of an unreliable narrator. She is an alcoholic. She is on a train. And then one day she passes by this house of a couple that she has been following, and she sees a crime happen. You're trying to figure out what has happened along with her. Number 5 is Comedies, a Funny Book. And I would like to say Caitlyn Moran's How to Be a Woman. Now, make no mistake, there are a lot of very, very serious points to this. I agree with practically everything this woman said, but she is such a funny writer. The whole book kind of points out to you how stupid some of the things are that are expected of women, but it's done in a hilarious way. Number 6 is dramas, a character who is a drama queen or king. I would definitely say Paul Lohman from The Dinner. The Dinner follows 2 couples. The 2 men are brothers who don't get along so well, and Paul Lohman is the kind of average Joe out of the 2 brothers. His other brother is a bit of a celebrity, and he dislikes his brother a lot, and so he complains and complains and complains and is the ultimate drama king. Number 7 is Animated, a book with cartoons on the cover. And for this I chose a graphic novel, The Gigantic Beard That Was Evil. This book is so beautiful. If you haven't picked up this book, you've got to. It's all black and white, and it follows a character who lives in a world where everything is perfect. He lives in a world called Here, and then there's this other world that nobody talks about too much called There. And in Here, everything remains the same. Nothing is changed at all. People work from 9 to 5, you know, have very mundane lives. And one day, he has a hair sprout on his chin, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And he ends up with this gigantic beard, and nobody knows what to do with it, including himself. It's such a great book. I got that for my dad for Christmas because it was just awesome. Number 8 is Watch It Again, a book or book series that you would want to reread. And for this, I chose The Light Between Oceans. I absolutely connected with this book. You know those books that connect with you on a deep level because of what you're going through in life? This one just went for the jugular for me. It was really an emotional read, and I would definitely read it again. It's a beautiful story about a couple who moved to Janus Rock in Australia to be lightkeepers. He is really the lightkeeper, and she's the lightkeeper's wife, Tom and Isabel. And one day, a boat washes ashore, and there is a dead man and a living and breathing baby. And they have been trying for a baby for a very long time, and they've suffered miscarriages, and suddenly here she is, and they keep her. And there are a lot of ramifications from that. I would definitely love to reread that, and I think I'm going to have to do that pretty soon. Number 9 is documentaries, a nonfiction book you'd recommend to everyone, and I would recommend Wild Swan. This follows 3 generations of Chinese women who lived during the time of the Mao regime. It's incredibly emotional and really eye-opening. I recommend it to a lot of people, and if you don't know anything about China during the Mao regime, this is a really great place to start. The next one is Action and Adventure, an action-packed book. This is a really easy one for me, Shelter. Oh my god, this starts out with a bang and you just get totally sucked in. It follows a couple, in particular a man, and this couple is trying to sell their home. They live in suburbia, they're not doing well financially, and so they're gonna have to downsize, I believe. That's the plan. So they have a realtor come over, and she's kind of going through to like assess like how much they could sell for, and she's going towards the backyard, and she looks out and she's like, who's out there? And they all look out, and it's this naked woman, and they look a little closer, and he realizes, oh my god, that is my mother. So he runs out and he sees her, and she's been very badly battered. And so you find out what happened to his mother. So it is both a thriller and also a family drama, and you discover his complex relationship with his parents. And it was one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. I was totally sucked in, and I cannot wait to read more by this author. Next up is New Releases, a book that just came out or will be coming out soon that you can't wait to read. For this, I chose The Women in the Castle. I don't know too much about this book, but I know it follows 3 women who live in an old castle in Germany that's falling apart after the Nazi regime. And I believe they are widows of resistance fighters. So it just sounds kind of neat, and yeah, I'd like to pick that up. So that was the Netflix tag. I now would like to tag ChapterStackss, A Life Between Words, and Stacey Reads. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.